Hey guys, it's Jen. I hope you guys are doing well. I haven't made a video in a really long time, but I recently got some time to myself, so I figured I would come on here and share with you what I've been up to lately. And what I have to show you today is a finished Christmas junk journal. And I know Christmas is long gone, but I know, others are probably still finishing up their their Christmas junk journals. So maybe they can get some ideas on how to finish or how to make one. And I will just show you, what I came up with. And I have to apologize. There's a big shadow, but I have overhead, like these overhead lights, and they're real nice. They make everything bright, but unfortunately, they cast a lot of shadows. So hopefully, I can get that fixed at some point and get a fancy setup. It's just so gray today. There's not a lot of natural light available. So before I do that, I wanted to show you what I'm working on right now. I have paint all over my desk and rings and things. But I've been working on these little fabric collages. And I was inspired to by my kids to create this one. And this is going to be my new junk journal. But I don't know, I was just thinking about them. They're going back to school this week and they're starting hybrid. We've been home for the whole pandemic doing homeschool. And so they're starting hybrid, and I just feel like they're my little stars, and there's 3 of them, and they're kind of, I don't know, going towards their dreams and becoming more independent and leaving me behind. But I'm really happy for them that they are starting school back up. And they really desperately want to be around their kids or around their friends and their teachers. So I'm happy for them. But anyway, I'm working on getting this ready. So that's what that's gonna be my journal, my new journal for the year. So I will update you on that. But right now I'm gonna show you the Christmas journal. Get started with that. Anyway, for this one, I took some cereal box, I believe, pieces, and I glued them together, pressed them together, and I wrapped a like a grocery bag around it, just to kind of seal everything in. And then I have a cinch machine, and so I punched some holes and put this ring on it. And I don't know, I had an idea to kind of like tie these little ribbons on, like tassel, and they were really super long, but I decided to keep them like that. I don't know, I just had the urge to do that. No, and so I think it's kind of cute. So I did that, and then the back, I didn't really protect the back with anything. So I have paint and some scuffs and stuff like that. But I had made some Christmas digitals that are still available on my website at jennymayejuden.com. And this is one of the printables. And so I decided to put these on the covers. And I just added another piece of paper from my printable. And this tag is from my printable as well, a to and from gift tag. And just kept collaging it as I found stuff to put on it. I think this is from Crate Paper, this little fox. And that as well. And then I had some leftover glitter paint from last year and kind of sealed it in. And as you open it, there's more Crate Paper. I think it's Magical Forest. That's the inner cover. And this is a little ornament tag from my Christmas printables. And this is a card I got from Recycloves, a vintage Christmas card. So that's in the cover, and I thought it went really well with all these little forest animals, and especially, because there's a rabbit there. And so just did some journaling here and there. And this is a little card from my Christmas kit. And as well as this, I used a lot of my kit on this. This is our like inaugural Little Debbie's Christmas tree snack. That was like the first thing we did to kick in the Christmas season, I guess. Yeah, so not much to say about this. This little gold paper was like an inner paper for a notebook or planner. So I thought that was really cute, and I saved that. So that's pretty festive. And then on the next page, I had an old train ticket thing, or like little, I don't know, it's like the really thin tissuey paper receipt or something for a train ticket. We have a ton of clovers in our front yard, especially, in the beginning of December. It was still warm here, and so we had a lot of these, and the kids were feeding the chickens. The chickens love clover, and we decided to dry some out with our flower press. And this little thing, I think, is from crepe paper, but it was actually Penny Rose Papery actually taped this into a package, like on the cover of a package, and I was able to cut it out. This little tag is from a part that my husband had to order to fix our washer. So I was like, oh, that's like a cute, like vintage. That's perfect for junk journalers. So that kind of reminds me of him continually fixing our washer and dryer. He's an electrician, so he's really good at figuring out, little electrical problems on circuit boards and stuff. And this is another vintage card I got from Recycloves, and I did some journaling in that. And then this is another piece of pattern paper from my Christmas collection, digital kit. And this is from Harbor Paper Company, I believe. She illustrated a lot of mushrooms, and she made them into die cuts. So I've decorated with the mushrooms throughout, as well as my own little mushroom ornament design. And the red polka dot paper is background from my collection as well, the Christmas collection. And this card is from the Christmas. I called it the key lime Christmas because I used a lot of this like key lime bright green color. I love that so much. And I just back my printables onto cardstock because our laser printer, it can't hold cardstock, which is unfortunate. But the prints come out pretty good, and I just reinforce them on cardstock. And there's a vintage piece here that I decided to journal on. And this card is kind of cool. My kids are doing homeschool, or now they're doing hybrid because of the pandemic, but the teacher sent a bunch of these little flashcards home for the fall, and I saved them because I thought they were really adorable, had adorable illustrations on them. So I incorporated that to the journal. And this is from a vintage wallpaper packaging. And so I saved it and decided to use it as like a label. So this is my next spread. This card is from my Christmas collection, printable collection. And again, I reinforced the back and did some journaling. And I got this really pretty like handmade paper from Allie Hager. She's a fellow journaler and artist. This came from, I think, a set of PJs that my husband gifted me before Christmas time, but I thought the tag was really neat. So I simply just glued it on with Fabri-Tac. It has this cool button and thread, and I just have it like as a dangling piece. So all this is another thing from my kit, my Christmas kit. And then this is also from Penny and Rose Papery. She sent me a Secret Santa junk journal like the year before last year, and so she did this really beautiful packaging, and I saved the bubble mailer, and just to this year I cut out all of the cute stuff to use. This is an old like kids flashcard, and so I used that as a journal, little interactive piece. And at this time, I don't really have a lot of like photographs. This photograph is from a couple years ago, or the year before last year, going out for hot cocoa. I wish that was something we could do this year, but you know, we may do. And this paper back here is from the Key Lime Christmas. Okay. I didn't do a lot of writing on this, but this is a gingerbread recipe card from Recycloves, and this is a little gift tag that I journaled in. And so this is backed onto a children's book page. Really cute book about dolls. This little tag is also from my Christmas collection, as well as this card with the cherries on it. And I just put in a loose, like wide loose ribbon, and it made it look really chunky. I love that. And these are the, I practiced with some stamping, but I didn't quite get, you know, them done in time for Christmas to really offer them to everybody. But I had leftovers of my little, like, gnome Santas and colored it in with Copic markers, which I really love. And so I kind of made that into a tuck area. And there's another one of those mushrooms from, is it paper? No, it's not Paper Harbor Co. It's, oh geez, gosh, Patchwork Paper Co. I believe. I really apologize. And then here's another spot for journaling, and this is a seed packet envelope, so that's another place to put journaling, but I just, you know, didn't get to filling it up. This spread I wasn't really happy with. I really overdid this. And everything's just kind of like dark about this page. I don't know, dark and heavy. There's not a lot of contrast. But my husband was so cute and got the kids new coats. And this is a tag from one of my daughter's coats. And this is a vintage greeting card back here, even though you can't really tell. And then you can open it. And I did some journaling there. This is an old mitten that I painted the year before last. Decided to use it up. So yeah, really overworked this spread. There's a lot going on. Oh, but it is on a envelope, so that's kind of cool. You can kind of tell on this side, but it's an envelope, and then we put like a card from our friends in there. And then on the back, Melanie from Handmade Stardust. I like can't think today because I'm like going through emotional issues because my kindergartner went off to school for the first time today in person, and I'm a mess. I'm dying. And so that's why I'm like, I can hardly think, and I'm like really insecure about like even making a video. It's been so long. So please excuse me. My memory is just horrible right now. But this is from Melanie from Handmade Stardust. She sent me a beautiful, beautiful envelope with all of this wax and beautiful washi tape. So I just glued her envelope on the back of another envelope. And then inside I had some packaging. I think this packaging right here is from like batteries or tea lights, like a package of tea lights. And so I saved it because it was pretty. And this is one Polaroid I have of my daughter, you know, opening a Christmas present on Christmas. So I just stapled it there. Okay, and this is one of the things I got from Melanie, and it's a beautiful hand-painted tag with a mushroom on it. And so I glued that onto my pattern paper from my Christmas collection, and I have the mushrooms like in between this old vintage Santa. So I thought that was a perfect spot for it. This is cool. This is from junk mail too. This wasn't even from anybody like special in our life, just junk mail. And it was great because, you know, the post office has this beautiful, you know, marking on here, and it has a Christmas stamp. So that was a freebie for me. Again, I'm sorry about the shadow. Melanie also hand painted this receipt. I just think it's so beautiful and such a neat thing to do, to paint over existing ephemera, especially with some handwriting on it. It looks great. And she sent me these really cool tags with it, and I thought it was so neat because it said Holly on it. You know, even though that's like a random company, not spelled the same, it's green and it just gives off that vibe. So I journaled on the back of that. And on the back, this is kind of like a plain design, but I had an extra one of these awesome gift tags. They're these huge gift tags, and I think they're from maybe the late 70s, early 80s. I got them from Recycloves. I got a ton of Christmas stuff from her this past Christmas. I just knew she had a lot. I saved up, stocked up just on her stuff, but I got extras, so I decided to include this one in my journal, and the rest I hung up like as in like a banner. And so this is just really basic stuff right here. Does this even turn? Yeah, it turns. And that's just a book from a children's page. And then, you know, there's the other side. Yeah, but a person that my husband works with, it was really close with our family. They brought me a Lifesaver storybook stocking stuffer, which I was so happy about because that's something from my childhood I really loved. And so this spread is dedicated to my daughter because she's really into skateboarding and she's 7. And she watches this guy named Andrew Schrock, I think, on YouTube. And he and his son do a lot of like toy videos, and they show a lot of videos of the little boy skateboarding. So she really got into it. And so I lurked on this guy, and he's got like a company, and he sells skateboards and hoodies. And she already has a skateboard, so I just got her a new hoodie. So she was really excited about that. And then I got her like a fingerboard and like a fingerboard skate park kind of thing. So she not really like to fingerboard really, because that's kind of weird, but even though she likes it, you know, and this kid and his dad do this on YouTube, but just so that she could pretend, like, you know, they have all kinds of calico critters that can do skateboarding. So that was the idea. So anyway, I had a lot of packaging left over that they included. Even like the back of the return label was really cool. I really liked this image. So I decided to put it in my journal. I love getting freebies like that. And this page is kind of weird too. It all just fades in together. I don't really like that. So it's muddled. You can't really tell what's going on, if anything. But this side is kind of cool. I put on a fortune cookie message. A good memory is one trained to forget the trivial. I thought that was super important for this year. And I have a Polaroid of my daughter's dollhouse continuing to grow and to get new members and furniture. And I think this opens. Oh yeah, that opens or flips open. And this is a page from my printables. It looks kind of crazy, but the pine cones and the mushrooms, totally relevant for the season. And what does this do? Oh, it does open. And then I have the card. I don't know what I did with this. I don't know what I was thinking, but it basically turned out to be a book, sort of. I don't know what I did there. So that's that. And then you flip it over, and I have another one of these Holly tickets from Melanie. And then I have a Polaroid image of our kind of like mantle. And you can see the banner I made out of all of the cards and the tags that I got from Stacy at Recycloves. And this is a vintage card I got from her, and I just glued it down to do some journaling in it. And did a little bit of stitching on this fabric tag. And all this stuff is put on one of my pattern papers from the collection. It was like a pale peach or pink color. And this page is also from the Key Lime Christmas collection. It's got a big spot for journaling in the middle. And this is just packaging from Christmas gifts. And this is a little journaling card from my collection too. I just kind of colored on it. And this is a Polaroid of my daughter and I in game together on Animal Crossing. That's back when I had one bedroom, and now I have like so many rooms, and I've already gone onto a treasure island on Etsy, and we grabbed a bunch of stuff to decorate with, and now I'm like bored, you know, from the game. So that's died down. The Animal Crossing has died down just a little bit. But I have a whole page, like I have all kinds of like journaling dedicated to it, because it was like a big deal for us, and my kids and I certainly bonded over it. And is this a tuck? No, this is not a tuck. Everything's pretty much glued. But there's just some animals from crepe paper. I think Magical Forest it's called. And one of their aunties sent some Animal Crossing stickers. And the aunties did send a lot of Animal Crossing gifts to the kids. They have a lot of shirts from the game. That's another picture of my favorite character, Flo. She's near my house and she's singing at the beach. And that's just, you know, thank yous from packaging that I think are so pretty. And this is a vintage kids card, and I glued an old postcard to the back of it so I would have some sweet journaling space. And this is another flashcard from my daughter's homeschool that I salvaged because I just love the illustrations. They have really pretty illustrations that they use in their learning materials. This page is dedicated really to my sister and her. She's in Florida and we haven't seen her, well, in over a year. The last time was like the year before last year. In between Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So it's been a long time. But she sent us the cutest gifts with the prettiest gift wrap and the cutest, excuse me, tags. And it's relevant because, you know, before Christmas we had a lot of wildlife on our back porch, and we left like cat food for them. There was a whole family of raccoons, and then we would also see a possum. So there's definitely like, there was a lot of wildlife out there. So and we would send her pictures of it. We just couldn't believe it. And so she got my husband like some raccoon related socks and a shirt. It was just so hilarious. But she's a good gift giver, and she has fun with like gift wrap and tags. So that's pretty cool. So I salvaged a lot of the stuff from her. But look at this wrapping paper that she used with these cats. They're just adorable. I love it. These glasses are so cute. And so I glued down a calico critter. Oh, that's falling apart. But her Millie's aunt, my daughter's aunt, got a bus for her, a calico critter bus. I'm gonna have to tape that down. And so I put that in there. And then my husband, he got some kind of part in for his job. He's an electrician, and I really liked the packaging design, so I put that in there and just tipped it in and journaled on it. And he actually saw that I showed him my journal when I was done with it, and he just laughed hysterically that I put this in here. He just couldn't understand. It's just such a like minimal thing, a blip on his radar, and he just couldn't believe like this is such a big deal, and made it into my journal. This is to celebrate New Year's, and it's not really that like, you know, snazzy or anything, but this is cool. This reminded me of It's a Small World, like Disney, and I don't know why it just gave off the New Year's vibes. But my husband, he got really great snacks, but he didn't get any poppers or anything for New Year's. So what I did is I got construction paper, and I had the kids cut out their own confetti and put it in these packs. And they wrote their wish for the new year on the packs. And then we did like a fake countdown around 8 p.m. or so, or 9 p.m. And we did the fake countdown, and then they ripped open the envelopes and threw up the confetti. in the air. And my daughter just loved it. She kept scooping it all up and just throwing it, you know, for about an hour. So that was cool. So this isn't really that, like, you know, pretty or whatever, but... And here's more of the wrapping paper that the aunt sent. And there's a Polaroid image of our pink Christmas tree. But my camera, my iPhone, it shakes while you take a picture or do video. And so I haven't been using it to take pictures or video because it has a shaking problem. And I'm using an Android phone now for this, but I did take this picture with the iPhone, and even though it's crappy, it looks cool as like a Polaroid. And this is this just signifies like how my husband got me this Polaroid printer for Christmas. It's kind of like a Canon selfie type thing, but it's really weird. You get the picture on your phone screen, and then you turn the phone face down on this machine, and then the machine scans the image and then spits out a picture, which they're not that great of quality. But it's still fun to use, but it's super expensive. Like each of these is $2. And I was kind of irritated with the gift because I knew it was so expensive. But it's still neat to use sometimes. And so this like thick plastic thing spits out like when you get a new like package of you know, cartridges, I guess. What are these called? I don't know. Film. And so I just colored on that and then stuck a little vintage image of Santa on the back. And these are from the Key Lime collection. And yeah, I journaled a little bit on the back. It's kind of hard to see. And my friend who I used to work with in the Red Cross, she's in the Red Cross, but she's like in the active duty type version of Red Cross where she travels to different military posts. And she's in the UK now, and she sent me a card, and I just thought that was sweet because I haven't talked to her in so long, but she still thinks of me, and I love that. It's so sweet. And so I dedicated that page to her. I'm so happy for her, and she's so pretty, and she's just like having this exciting world traveling lifestyle. And so the rest of this is kind of blank. Oh, except for these last few pages. I took another one of my block printed stamps and just colored it in. And that's old packaging. And this is a page from that Christmas Carols book. I use a lot of these pages in my Christmas journal collection. And so just decided to write on that. And this is a card from Recycloves. I have a few of these actually. And just did a little more journaling here. My son is there. And just kind of, you know, journaled about him getting me a stuffed Yoshi for Christmas. And I actually love the Yoshi's Crafted World game. That is so sweet for any crafter that just loves bright colors and likes handmade things, and especially people who like kids project aesthetics. That's such a cute game to play. So this is just a little collage work. And then it's wrapping up. And this is from my Key Lime paper collection. This is so sweet. One day I asked my daughter to go with me to go to Tuesday morning. That's like the first time we had been out since like last February. I think in between that time I went to Walmart by myself maybe once or twice. But she and we haven't done really anything together alone in a really long time. So we went to Tuesday morning, hardly anybody in there. And then we stopped at Walmart, and we realized when we walked in that they had a Claire's accessories store. And we just both magnetically like went in, saw it, turned in, and just went into the store and started looking around. The stuff was so cute. And she got a little TY cat that's also a unicorn. Its name is Candy Corn. But she loved looking at all the hair accessories, and there was a girl getting her ears pierced in there. So that just really reminded me of my own childhood. So that was special, and I have this vintage Christmas card here, and I journaled all about that day that I shared with her. And just more blank area. more pages from my Christmas pattern paper. And that's a vintage card from Recycloves. And I just cut it in half and included it in this notebook. Oh, okay. And so this is my page dedicated to Jana Claris. She is a artist, a collage artist. And she actually recently was offering these calendars of her work. And I just jumped at the chance. Absolutely love these things. She did these beautiful bird collages with like vintage children's books. And she's been doing these like globs of paint that looks so nice and like three-dimensional. And then she adds like her own line work, like black line work. I love this one. And so the kids and I we had a lot of fun going through these like flashcards. It was really cool. And we discovered that 3 out of 5 of us are having Wednesday birthdays this year. So I highly suggest that you all check out her work, possibly get a calendar, and then see what birthdays you have this year. But she had sent me Happy Mail, totally unsolicited. Just asked me what, my address was. And I kind of hate when people do that, because then I feel anxiety, like super obligated to, just guilt. It's just, it's like, it's a psychological thing that I have from like a long time ago of like, it's really hard to explain, but people have different love languages, and gift is definitely not my love language at all. Like, and it's not because I'm like lazy or selfish or something. It's just, I've had a lot of problems with family members with gift giving, as a replacement for love, in the absence of love. And so that's rough. That's hard for me. I really enjoy getting things, of course, in the mail, but then I feel like I automatically am obligated to return the favor, and that puts a lot of pressure, and then I feel anxiety, and then it's a mess. But she needs to know that I am really deeply appreciative and love her for doing this. It's just so generous. My love language, I think, if there is one for it, is like compliments and encouragement. Like, that's something I have been passionate about all my life, is encouraging other people and highlighting people's strengths when they don't even really see them. When I worked for the Red Cross, I managed programs, and I had the chance to say, hey, can I get some interns? Because I just graduated college, and I knew that you could do that, and it would be a perfect internship for social work students. And the best part of that job was highlighting their their learning, like applying their learning to the job and showing them like the relationship, making it click, and just really lifting them up. That's just fulfills me to lift other people up. Anyway, so that's like a big tangent, but she's wonderful. And she sent me this out of nowhere, this card. It's a collage. It's an original piece, and I hope it's okay to glue it in my journal. Probably not, but anyway, this is dedicated to her, this page, and it's actually, this piece is included in this journal, the calendar. But the calendar comes with this stand, so it stands up. It's just so pretty. But anyway, thank you, Jana, for that. And she's so encouraging, and she has a second Instagram where she shares encouraging and inspiring art and free stuff, like when people have free offerings and stuff. She shares that. So look her up, Jana Claris, first, and then you'll find her other page. So I had this library card that was gifted to me, and I wrote about her on that. And this is a seed envelope, I guess. But it was fitting for this page from my Christmas collection, because I have a bird on there. And I think that's the end. It really is the end. Sorry about the tangent. But yeah, anyway, I really apologize to folks that do send me gifts, and Another friend, Allie Hager, she knew I was not doing very well last summer because of this pandemic and having to do homeschool for 3 kids. And I hate to complain, but I have serious depression, and it just gets so hard just to see your kids struggling, and you just feel powerless in helping them, you know. So yeah, so that was rough. And she sent me a gift box with a handmade journal and all this self-care stuff. So I want to give a shout out to her, Allie Hager, too. She's just such a beautiful human being, and she told me not to even tell people I sent it to her, that I don't have to do a shout out, I don't have to send her anything. And that was just so relaxing to not have that pressure. And so anyway, I'm sorry, that's a tangent about the gift giving. But, you know, I had family that would be emotionally abusive, and you would be upset with them, or I would be upset with them. And then it's like, okay, well, let me give you some money. You know, here's some money, here's a gift, and everything's, you know, all fine and good. So that's my own hang up with it. And just like the anxiety of not having time and to like return the favor, and then it's like kicking into the can and procrastinating. I'm just so envious of people who are doing like mail art and happy mail. I really want to get better at that, and maybe that's one of my goals this year. But anyway, this went too long. I'm probably editing all this out. But this is my Christmas journal from last year, and if you see anything you like, mention it in the comments. Anything you're gonna try, let me know, and maybe tag me in it if you use any of these ideas. I would love to see what you did. But yeah, she's pretty chunky. And again, this is going to be my next journal I'm going to use. And it's in reference to my kids and feeling like I'm letting them go, be free even more, to pursue their dreams and to grow and, you know, become their own little humans. So I made this collage on fabric, and I reinforced it onto a golden book cover. And I have this was the I Can Fly book cover, and Penny and Rose Papery sent me this too. And I like to have it upside down because it kind of obscures it a little bit. And that's kind of what I did with this one. Allie sent me a book that was like a self-care journal book, and I took some of the pages out for journaling. But then I was like, oh, I could use the book cover too. So this is actually upside down, and it has, or no, is it upside down? Yeah, it is upside down, and it had like a description, and I just kind of covered it. So I kind of like that, adding some obscurity, and covered it with some paint. So I hope you guys are doing well, and sorry this was so long, and I hope to see you soon.